day, ladies and gentlemen. It's Eric Coffin. I'm speaking to you here from the inaugural Metals Investor Forum in Toronto, day before PDAC 2018. I'm here with Matt Turner. He's the CEO of Rockhaven Resources. Rockhaven's been working on an advanced project, development stage project in the Yukon for a few years now. You've got a resource already, Matt, right? And right now you're working to make that resource bigger?
Yeah, so currently, Eric, we've got, it's all an inferred resource, but it's pretty impressive. It's 1.36 million ounces of gold, grading about 4.5 grams average.
Okay.
Another 27 million ounces of silver at about 90 grams average, and another 350 million pounds of lead and zinc combined, sitting at about 1.7% combined. So, accounting for metallurgical recoveries, we're sitting at around 1.8 million ounces of gold equivalent at about 6 grams gold equivalent. So it's pretty impressive. Now that was released in December 2015.
Okay.
So we've done another 24,000 meters of drilling since that time. Okay. So not all focused in and around the resource areas, but about 20 of the 24,000 meters have been. So we're going to be increasing the part of that inferred ounces into, or those inferred ounces into indicated, and then I'm expecting just in general the global ounces will grow. So again, okay. It's an impressive resource, and it's it's road accessible. It's in a favorable mining jurisdiction, the Yukon. It's close to people. It's close to power. In an old mining district, so it's there's a lot going for this project.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the input because people hear Yukon and they always think of oh my God, middle of nowhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I know for a fact because I've been there. You can drive onto this project.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of private power deals not too far away from you, aren't there? I know there's been talk in that region. I mean,
it's mainly all just territorial controlled.
And how far is the grid from you?
It's only by road 70 kilometers.
Okay.
So it's chances are we'd be bringing the power into Claza. It wouldn't be worth putting in a generator, but really, at the end of the day, it depends on how big the mine's going to be,
right.
And if we just do a generator. There was an old mine that operated up until the end of 1999, I guess, and they were all on generators. Okay. So, but I think it would make the most sense to bring in power, especially when you look at how many ounces we have at Claza, how big it can possibly get to, and the fact is it's probably going to be a fairly long mine life.
Right.
And so I think it would make the most sense to.
Now, is this open pit, underground? I mean,
so it's going to be a combination. That's the nice thing about Claza is that it's basically a new discovery, even though it's been the occurrence itself has been known for generations. When we got on the ground in 2010, it was probably pretty hard to arm wave 5 or 10,000 ounces.
Right.
And now look at where we've grown it to. So we're not drilling under existing pits. It's basically all the low-hanging economic fruit is still on the vine on this project. And we did a PEA a couple years ago, and it really showed the importance of finding more open pitable ounces. And so that's where the bulk of our focus has been over the last couple of years, is expand the near surface ounces, and the big hope is to get the economics to a place when we do the economics where it's going to be very robust.
No, I mean, obviously you can't throw numbers around. There's a resource estimate being redone.
Yeah.
But just for the sake of argument, once that resource estimate is done, is that it, or
no?
How open is this?
Yeah. So it's let me put it this way. So most of the zones themselves are open for expansion, both along strike and down dip. But we actually found 6 new mineralized structures to the north, and I mean like the immediate north, starting 250, 300 meters to the north of what's now considered the most northerly zone.
Are these really recent discoveries?
Yeah, they were made at the end of last season.
Oh, okay. So this is totally new stuff.
Totally new stuff, and
can you give us a sense of what those look like in terms of
Yeah.
Was it drilling, trenching?
So it was drilling, yeah. So we
Okay.
did a fence of holes to the north where there'd been no trenches, no drilling. And again, we found 6 new structures.
And what was the reason? Why did you drill there? What was the impetus for the
It was
drilling?
basically just to see what was out there because
Okay.
nobody knew.
Right.
And our first 2 holes to the north missed. It hit. We were in the right host rock. We had quartz feldspar porphyry dikes, which is quite common around our mineralization. But we didn't have any veins, but basically the last 2 holes are the ones that hit quite nicely. So we're excited to expand those zones this year.
What did those, if you don't mind, can you recall
Yeah,
what those
yeah.
intercepts
There
looked like?
was in between. I guess the highlight one was about 10 meters of 1.2 grams gold, so a little bit lower grade, but that included a number of high grade veins within it.
Okay.
There was another, I think, 0.8 meters of 12 grams and something like that. So,
Right.
so one of the neat things about it is where we put that fence of holes, it was kind of away from any of the cross faults.
Right.
And so as we trace those along strike, we're actually getting into what's considered to be better parts of the mineralizing system on the zones we know.
Right.
So it'll be exciting next year.
And there's quite a bit of room. You've got what, geophysics, or is there something that gives you a sense of what
Yeah, when you get to the north there, geophysics works quite well up on the hill, but when
Right.
you get further down, you're dealing with more water in the soils and just deeper overburden in general.
Right.
So the geophysics doesn't really work as well. We are seeing similar signatures to our zones, but with one hole into them, it's really hard to say what.
So what's your over the next, say, 6 to 12 months? What would you say your big catalysts are?
Oh, so first off, we're going to be putting out updated metallurgy, which I think will help the story. Secondly, the updated resource. And then on the back of that, we plan to raise more money for this year's exploration season. But I think one of the big things is really also focusing on the marketing side of things, because there's still people coming up to me that says, "Oh, I didn't realize this story was out there."
Right.
And it's I think getting it out to a wider audience and letting people know what we have is going to be crucial for this.
Okay. Well, I mean, Rockhaven, like Matt said, they've got 1.8 million ounces equivalent already.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be bigger. If these guys weren't born yesterday, they wouldn't be doing a new resource estimate if they thought it wasn't going to be bigger. So I think it's pretty safe bet it will be. And it sounds like there's still a lot of room for this thing to grow. And it seems like we're getting a bit of focus back on the Yukon again too. I think after everybody's shifting down to the Golden Triangle for a couple of years, I get the sense you're going to see a lot more attention up there again this year. So it's a good time to be looking at the story. So thanks for coming by and introducing.
Thanks, Eric.
Okay.
Pleasure. Thank you.